And we're back. I feel like I'm doing like an open mic at a comedy night or something. Hey everyone. So first off, huge thank you everyone for coming on this Monday evening. I really appreciate it. Probably most of you are like, what am I even going to? Civic Punks, what is that? Well, let me tell you what it is. So first off, hi everyone, my name's Derek Alton. I know many of you, but for those of you I don't know, hi. I'm just obsessed with how do we make government work better. Why would someone be obsessed with government? That seems like such a weird and boring thing to be obsessed with. First off, it's not. It's super cool. You were wrong. But secondly, the reason I'm obsessed with government is because government is at the source of everything. The quality of government we have equals the quality of society we have, right? So if we want a better society, we need to have a better government. Problem, government is broken in so many different ways. And it's really built, sort of that classic line of, government is a 19th century idea using 20th century tools to solve 21st century problems. Well, guess what? We're in the 21st century. We need a 21st century government. What does that look like? Right now, we're in this period of tremendous change around the world. I don't need to tell you guys that. We're all living it. And I'm really curious about what is this future government that we need. Luckily, there are these people called Civic Punks who are trying to figure this out. So what is a civic punk, you might say? Well, first off, whether you know it or not, you are. You are here. That automatically makes you a civic punk. Congratulations. Welcome to the community. We are awesome. We are super weird in the best possible way. Civic punks combine this passion for government, this passion, not even for government necessarily, this passion for your community, this desire to do things to make your community better for others. Civics, combined with this punkiness, this energy, this rebellion against the status quo, this idea that what is right in front of us isn't working, we can do better, we need to do better. And to be part of that, it's almost like a position of stubbornness, but also optimism about what could be. Civic punks, thank you. Civic punks roll up their sleeves. They try to make things better. They don't sit by and just accept what is. They're like, no, this can be better, and I need to be part of making it better. And guess what? They're everywhere. And they are what give me hope, what make me excited. I am obsessed with civic punks. I try to convince them, you all here, to hang out with me. I'm just basically a giant groupie for civic punks. That's basically what I am. So, what's happening this year? This year, I've decided to recklessly quit my job, a very well-paying job, and move back to Canada to travel the world. Because the answer to what the future of government is exists everywhere all over the world. And I want to figure out what that is. And I want to take you guys with me. So, Civic Punks is going to be traveling around the world. And this is the launch here today. Woo! Over the next year, myself, along with this phone here, will be traveling around the world, exploring the future of government through the eyes of the people who are building it in countries all over the world, to understand what is it they're building, why, where are they taking us, and what is this future that they are trying to create for us, and how can we learn from it? That's what Civic Punks is all about. And then to share it, not in boring reports and stuff that, will sit in a bin somewhere and no one will actually read it, but in videos and podcasts and fun, engaging formats that we can engage with that are, one of the things when I was thinking about this, for me, it needs to not feel like work. When you engage with Civic Punks content, it needs to be fun. It needs to be something that you do on your weekends, on your evenings, when you're trying to procrastinate from other things that you want to not do. This is what you should be consuming because it's interesting and it's fun and it makes a difference. And hopefully it'll inspire you with what you're doing in your day-to-day life. And you will try to apply these things and be like, oh, I never thought of that before. That's super cool. So that's what Civic Punks is about. Over the next year, I'm traveling the world. So it's split into 4 legs. So I'm about to go on leg 1. Leg 1 is going to be Asia and the Pacific. So I know you probably can't see it from up here, but basically, quickly, Singapore for a week, Malaysia, so Singapore for a week, because Singapore is oftentimes seen as one of the top examples of public service in the world. Why? Why is Singapore seen as the best? I don't know, I'm really curious, let's go find out. Second, Malaysia. Apparently Malaysia is doing some of the coolest stuff around AI in government. No idea why, but I'm gonna go find out. After that, Australia, because it's Australia, and it's close by, and there's a lot of amazing people. One of my all-time heroes, Pia Andrews, who by the end of this year, you are all going to be as obsessed with Pia as I am, because she's amazing. She's from Australia. We're going to go hang out, and we're going to go to all this really cool stuff that's happening all across Australia and New Zealand. And then Japan, because guess what? Japan is, in some ways back a couple centuries, but in other ways forward a couple centuries. And I think there's a lot we can learn from Japan here in Canada in particular. So that's leg one, and I'll be back in mid-April. June is going to be Europe. Put on your calendar now, the Creative Bureaucracy Festival. If there's any way you can get yourself to Berlin in June 12th, I believe it is, come. You can hang out with Jason and I and whoever else we can drag with us to go to Berlin. Michael, I know you're going to come this year. I believe in you. You go to Berlin all the time. This will be perfect for you. Come to Berlin. It's the Creative Bureaucracy Festival. It is a festival all about government. It sounds amazing because it is amazing. There's dancing. There's dancing. There's music. There's a pub quiz that I organize every year. You should totally come. But not only will I be in Berlin, but I'm going to travel across Europe. Because guess what? Estonia. We always talk about Estonia. Why do we always talk about Estonia? What are they doing that's really interesting? Ukraine. Fingers crossed, we'll hopefully be able to go to Ukraine, because Ukraine is doing some crazy wild stuff right now. It's terrible that there's a war, and out of that crisis, they've created some incredible stuff in terms of how government can exist and really accelerate in times of crisis. So I'm hoping to go to Ukraine as well. There's some really interesting stuff happening in Brussels around sort of the future, building things for intergenerational fairness and building things for the future of government using citizens' assemblies. Some really cool, I mean, usually when you think of the European Union, you don't think of like forward-thinking stuff. Trust me, they're doing some really interesting stuff. That's what we're going to go and find out about. September is Africa. I think Africa is one of the most interesting places to go in the world. First off, it's huge, so I'm not going to be going to all of Africa. But there's really interesting stuff happening in Africa right now in all sorts of different places that we're not paying attention to because we're so focused on the West. And so I want to go there and I want to hear stories about how they're reimagining healthcare, for example, in South Africa, how they're reimagining the relationship and the role of the state when it comes to empowering people with work and making sure that they're productive members of society, how technology is being used. Like some of the most forward-thinking stuff around digital identity and digital credentials isn't here, it's in Africa. So let's go and find out about that. So that's September. And then November is to be South America, because I just really want to dance. And they've got, I've been promised that I'm going to be doing a lot of dancing at the Brazil Government's Innovation Week in November, so that's quite exciting. But there's a lot of really interesting stuff happening in South America. You know, whether you look at Brazil and what Chile is doing right now, there's some really interesting stuff there. But if you want to go to the other end of things, Argentina. Strange stuff that they're doing, but it's different. Let's go find out. Let's see if it's actually working or not working. Let's cut through the politics and look at, like, is this working? So that's going to be November. And in between all of that, the hope is to just find really interesting stuff. So on the Civic Punks YouTube channel and podcast, there's just going to be interesting stuff about, you know, today I posted a video about government human services, a really interesting blog series written by a woman named Becky Miller, asking the question of, have we become too focused on digital? And have we in the process lost touch with what it means to be human in government? How do we recenter humanness in the public service? Really interesting series. Short video talking about it, and then go and check out the whole series, for example. Wednesday, as a teaser, is going to be about government as a companion. What does it look like if government is a companion in our life, helping us walk through different parts of life? Sort of this, instead of being reactive, being proactive. Proactive government, proactive service delivery. What does that look like? A really interesting piece written by this guy named Jeff Mulligan, who's one of the titans of the space. If you don't know who Jeff Mulligan is, check him out. Definitely read his stuff. He writes like 2 books a year. It's incredibly prolific. Yeah, so that's what that is about. So, Civic Punks, traveling the world, checking it out. And there's going to be sort of 2 key things with it. One is podcasts. So the podcast is just going to be interesting conversations, debates about ideas exploring the future of government, right? So, for example, we have a panel series where it's reps from each part of the world, each continent, talking about what is interesting happening in that part of the world. So in the fall, we had a debate about AI. How is AI playing out in different parts of the world? Guess what? Albania, of all places, Albania is doing crazy weird stuff when it comes to AI. They have a minister that's an AI on procurement. Why? What the hell is going on with that? It's actually really interesting, so check it out. This one that we just recorded this past week is going to be on digital sovereignty. Turns out it's a hot topic. I wonder why. Even more fun is talking to someone from the United States about digital sovereignty and what their perspective is on it. Well, that's what I did on the panel, so you should check that one out when it gets released in the next couple weeks, hopefully. So podcasts are sort of these discussions, these more long-form discussions that you can listen to as you go for a walk or go for a workout or whatever. works best for you. And then the other side, of course, is the videos. These will be short videos, 5-10 minute clips about different things, and they fall into sort of 3 different types. So one is, like I mentioned, these sort of short clips about different ideas that are happening in the space, different events that are happening in the space. So and that'll be released every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But then on top of that, the second stream is what I'm calling sort of sports broadcasting meets government. I'm a big sports person. I'm still recovering from Sunday. But one of the things about sports that I find fascinating is the commentary around it. There's a formula to it, right? So in sports, you have an event. And you have a pregame show. The whole point of the pregame show is to explain why this event matters. Why should we care? What are the key storylines? Why should I be excited about this hockey game, this match, this race, whatever it is? During the event, you have instant analysis to be like, hey, this thing that just happened, this is actually really important. You should be paying more attention to it. And also interviews with people on the ground. And then afterwards, a post-game analysis is like, well, what just happened? Why should I care? What's going to matter in a day, a week, a year from now from what just happened? I'm applying that to government conferences. Because guess what? Government conferences exist within a context. So for example, tomorrow, we have the Public Sector Network Government Innovation Week. That exists within a context. What is the context right now? Well, we're having major cuts to the public service. Morale is down. At the same time, there's this hope, aspiration that technology will be able to backfill the capacity that we're losing because of all these cuts. Oh yes, and we're also going through this huge moment of crisis with competition with the United States, which is causing us to reimagine our relationship with the private sector. Guess who's going to be at this event tomorrow? The private sector and government. What is that going to look like? There's some really interesting things that are going to happen over the next 2 days that we should be paying attention to. That's what this series is all about. The third and final series is what I'm calling my Anthony Bourdain series. If you've never watched Anthony Bourdain, it's basically travel show meets food, except in my case, it'll be travel show meets government. And basically, I'm just going to go around the world and just hang out with people and take you with me in fun, engaging, playful ways. So I'm going to go to Singapore, and I'm going to hang out with a team that is playing around with games. Singapore has a games unit that they just design and build board games, card games, physical games, computer games, to try to reimagine how government works. I love games. Let's have some fun with that, for example. So that gives you an idea of what this is going to be all about over the next bit. But more than that, it's about building community. It's about all of you. Civic Punks is a movement. It's a movement that already exists. I just kind of put a name on it. But it's a movement to make government better. All of you are here because you care about government and you want government to be better, and you're curious about other people who want to make government better. Well, guess what? Turn to your left. Turn to your right. There's some pretty awesome people in this room who you should know and should connect with. Civic Punks, my hope is to connect you with each other all over the world. Because in rooms in every city all over the world are people just like you who are trying to do really cool stuff in different contexts. And we can learn from each other and we can connect and we can change government together. We can make a better world together, which, what's more important than that, really? Yeah. So, thank you. So that's what Civic Punks is all about, launching it today, and we'll be going on this grand adventure with all of you. But it is a collective project. This will be whatever you guys want it to be if you get involved and help make it something. So please get involved, like, subscribe, help support me in any way you can, and let's build cool stuff. And also use me. One of the things I've been saying to people is, you want to do cool shit? Guess what? I'm traveling the world meeting with really interesting people. Maybe there's someone I meet in Singapore who can help you with the cool thing you want to do here. Let's work together on this, because collectively we want to make government better. Yeah, so I think that's it. So really just thank you all for coming to this launch. I hope you're as excited about this as I am. One of the things I'm doing that's kind of fun, I think, that I could use your help with is, as you see this t-shirt here, I've got a couple of them that I'm taking with me as my tour t-shirts. And the goal is to get them signed wherever I go. So we've got some paint, I think it is, that you can sign with. So I have another shirt as well, I think. Or there's always this one as well. Before you go, make sure you sign the shirt, because I'm going to take that with me as I go across the world, and I'm going to get other people to sign it as well. There's food in the back corner. Please eat it. I paid for it, so please eat it, because I cannot eat all of it myself. And if I can't eat it, I'm just going to send it home with Doug, and I don't think Doug can eat it all himself. Well, maybe he can, but you should help Doug by eating the food at the back. And other than that, just thank you so much for coming. Make sure you meet someone new here. There's so many awesome people here. You don't all know each other. You should. And collectively, we're going to make a better world together. So thank you so much.